with the agenda for the West Haymarket Joint Public Agency. My name is Chris Beitler, and I'm here with Tim Clare and Carl Eskridge. Together we are the board of the Joint Public Agency, and I should start by indicating to you that notice of the open meetings law under which we operate is posted, I believe, by the door in the back. For your information, public comment is welcomed, very welcomed. We do have time limitations. We ask people to keep it to a total of 5 minutes each and to speak to specific items listed on the agenda. And we only ask that those testifying should identify themselves for the official record. Gentlemen, unless you have opening comments of any type, shall we dig into agenda item number 3, approval of the minutes for the JPA meeting of the last April 27th?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the minutes be approved. Further discussion? Call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Beitler?
Yes, the minutes are approved. Agenda item number 4, approval of the April 2017 payment register. Brandon Hoffman, our City Finance Director, will be presenting that to us.
It's a
Welcome, Brandon.
Thank you. You have before you the April register, and that includes $348,709.21 in operating expenditures. And then for capital expenditures for the April, there's $374,225.58. So I'll just touch on a few things with the operating budget. There's $151,872.85 to the City of Lincoln for parking management. That's for the March payments. There's $18,151.05 for arena maintenance. And this is a number of things such as elevator maintenance, fire alarm, food and beverage, just typical maintenance expenditures. That's included in as part of the $360,000 that's budgeted on an annual basis. There's a payment to District Energy Corporation for $176,734.18, and that will be billed back to the private sector customers. The capital budget expenditures that are included for the April are largely due to environmental cleanup and remediation expenses and also general project coordination. With that, I'll stand for any questions for the expenditure register.
Questions of Brandon? Carl?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's a question maybe not for Brandon, might be for Adam or Caleb, possibly just about that environmental cleanup. If you could just talk to us for a few minutes about that, what that involves, where we stand with that.
Good afternoon. The payment that's in the register is all but closing out the altar remediation contract we have with HIS Constructors. So it's payment of a majority of the retainage we held on them. There's a few thousand left for removing BMPs or SWIP type items. But other than that, their contract is complete. So,
Okay, thank you.
So is have the payments then to clean up the site, this is the final parts of the cleanup expense that's going on?
For the HIS contract, I think we have roughly $10,000 left that we'll have to pay them. But that $10,000 that's left is with that reduced number we have from our change order we did last time. So there's obviously that, I forget what that change order was worth, but 140, somewhere around there, $1,000 deduct. That's not included, so we won't have to pay that money.
Right, now you got a pad-ready site, right? I mean, it's clean and ready.
From most of the M to N area is pad ready, yes. Yep. All right.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, is there a motion to, public comment is welcome on this. Sorry, Jane.
Jane Kinsey with Watchdogs of Lincoln Government. What kind of elevator maintenance do you have every month in the Pinnacle Bank Arena Repair and Maintenance? It was $23,000 last month, and it's $18,000 this month. You know, do you need elevators repaired every month?
Yeah, and those aren't, when I say elevator, escalator maintenance, that's, those payments aren't specifically for elevator and escalator. They're for multiple things for both of those months. So last month was multiple items, this month's multiple items. You know, there's a list here. It's elevator, escalator maintenance, IT maintenance, fire alarm maintenance, food and beverage, audio-visual equipment, moving equipment. So there's just various expenses.
Can I have this? May I
Sure.
have it? Okay. So what kind of maintenance do you need on the fire alarm? I mean, they come and check it every month, or what specifically? It seems like they would just be able to have to do that, you know, maybe every 6 months or something, or when something came up that was a problem.
I'd have to check on that. I would assume they're on some type of rotational basis. Maybe they're,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, and so I'll email you about some specifics of this. Is that all right?
Okay.
Okay. And about the District Energy Corporation, it was 181,000 last month, 176. And is that the restaurants and offices and so forth that are on the DEC?
We pay the whole
Pay the
bill,
whole bill.
and then we bill back out to the customers.
Okay. So that's the same every month?
It's going to fluctuate based on
Yeah,
energy costs.
the amount, but the people, I mean, the companies would be the same
Yeah, it'd fluctuate based on the amount.
okay. So, is Vega on that system?
Vega.
It's a restaurant down in the Haymarket. So, are they paying their bills? Because supposedly they're behind on rent. What,
We get paid by the rail yard, not by the individual business.
what'd he say?
We get paid by the rail yard, not the individual businesses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In a mass, okay. So that's WRK Scott? Or WRK?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the payment registers?
So move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Lightler?
Yes, the payment register is approved. Next is the review of the expenditure report, also to be done by Brandon.
So you have before you the operating and also the capital expenditures. Everything to this point is within budget. The April 2000 register that you just approved is also included in these reports. And although not listed in here for the revenue side, just to note that occupation taxes are up year to date at 3.94%.
That sounds like good news. Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy when we need her?
Yeah, exactly.
We had projected, my recollection, 2, right?
2.
So almost double projections. Okay.
All right, any further questions of Brandon? Is there public comment on the expenditure report? Seeing none, no approval of that agenda item is required, so we'll move on to agenda item number 6, Resolution 17-16. And Caleb, you're discussing that with us?
Yes, sir. Caleb Swanson with PC Sports. The resolution before you is to approve 2 separate proposals from Brager Construction to provide skate stops at a couple different locations around the arena. One of those is on the precast portions of the handrails for the pedestrian ramp that goes up from the plaza on R Street up along the east side of the arena, as well as just under 24 benches on both the elevated and the lower plazas around the arena. These are 2 areas that we've seen an increase, or the SMG mainly has seen an increase in skateboarder activity and resulting minor damage over the past months. So this is an area that has been identified as needing skate stop protection. These proposals were obtained through the city's public unit price procurement policies. Brager Construction provided the lowest best response value for the JPA, and so we recommend approval of this contract.
Okay. Questions, comments?
Maybe
Carl?
for Jeff, as much as damage to the property, then I assume that we would potentially have, put ourselves at risk if there were to be a serious injury, potentially?
I don't know that we would. Anybody that was skateboarding and caused an injury, I think they would be reliable for any injury they caused through their own negligence. We did, as you recall, change the city ordinance some time ago to make it a separate violation of city code, a criminal violation, if you were skateboarding in a reckless manner to cause injury to someone or to property. And one of the main reasons for that was the concern about damage to the benches and railings down around the arena.
Okay, thanks.
Is there any risk with the art project down there? I mean, could that get damaged or vandalized?
To date, we haven't seen it. One thing, as that project was being designed by the artist, we let him know that the JPA had concerns about that issue. And so he took kind of care in his detailing of how that foundation was put together to try and minimize those concrete lips or ledges that provide what skateboarders are looking for in terms of riding the bottom of their boards. And so we kind of were able to head some of that off in design. Not all locations can you do that. Obviously, like on a handrail, it's going to be a rail. But SMG hasn't made us aware at this point of any significant concern with skateboarders on that piece.
Any further comment?
No.
Is there public comment on this particular resolution?
Jane Kinsey with Watchdogs. Is this occurring during events or when nothing's going on down there? What?
I don't think it's mostly occurring during events. I think it's happening during kind of off hours, you'd call them. They're able to catch glimpses of it on their various security cameras. But the biggest evidence for it you can see is on the benches, the grinding marks and the abrasions that you can see on the benches, and then the wear, and you can see the coloring of the skateboard itself that it leaves on the rails. So
Okay. Are they subject to prosecution?
I would have to defer to law on
Yes,
that.
they are. They can be, if we can catch them.
Okay, and the surveillance doesn't show who the people are?
Well, it can be difficult to identify them. It depends on how clear the videos are. It's very difficult to, if you can't get somebody there to grab them in the act, it's going to be harder to track them down later based on a video.
So, does it look like kids or adults, or are they doing other things besides skateboards?
I would have to ask
Better know.
SMG. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the footage myself personally. I think the biggest evidence for it is the damage that they leave behind.
Fine, okay.
I don't think they stay there for long periods of time because obviously they don't want to get caught, so they're kind of there and gone. So I don't know that SMG ever has a chance to do much about it other than observe the damage afterwards.
So this could be other vandalism.
Other than skateboards? Likely not. Skateboarding just because of the nature of how they hop up and they grind along these rails, and it kind of, you can see the drag marks.
Okay.
It's more than likely, yes, it's skateboarding. And on the pedestrian ramp itself, one of the issues that they've seen is that they actually hop up on the ramps and kind of drive down the entire thing, which is a very big safety concern that, Jeff was talking about earlier, because that's quite a bit up off the ground. So it's also for their safety as well, so to try and discourage that.
Okay, thank you.
Squirrels on our feeders and skateboarders on our ramps, two of the toughest problems in town. Right?
Not to mention the pigeons.
Pigeons, yeah.
Is there any further useful comment on this? And there's no further public comment, I assume? Okay. Is there a motion to approve 17-16?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further comment? Hearing none, call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Whitler?
Yes, the resolution is approved without objection. The next meeting will be Thursday, June 22nd, 2017, 2:30 PM at the City County Building, Council Chambers, first floor. Is that all right?
I'm out of town that day,
You're out of town.
so
Okay.
if we could try to coordinate.
We will negotiate a new meeting time through our staff, if that's all right.
Perfect.
Okay.
My apologies for.
Yeah. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. Call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yep.
Whitler?
Yes, we are adjourned.